as Mahatma Gandhi rightly said that if you want to, be the change, if you want to see the change, and but actually my vision that I'm having, I said that okay, the persons like Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam are an inspiration for me, and beyond them, like there are many persons like Bhagat Singh. Take an example of freedom fighters. If they would be caring like about their personal interests, believe me, still we were, would be having like the slave. We would be the slaves of the British because they fought for us and they made us, get freedom. So if we are getting that kind of freedom, so when you said that, okay, I'm just connecting this answer to the like the question you put up, like are you preparing for civil services? So definitely, if I would, be preparing for civil services, and if I would have joined, believe me, the idea is the point that I'm just, able to race. I would not be able to do it in there because, I would be having some bosses, I would be having some restrictions. So I don't want to be under any restriction. So of course, right now I can, share my ideas on an issue and get, give inspiration.
I just want to know, say, you are a shell of a knowledge because I believe you have been preparing indeed for a long way, and now your perspective completely towards, I would say, humanitarian things, right? To work for their need, basic and all. So I just want to know one thing, that is it something that came only while preparing government exam, or right from the beginning since your childhood you had that seed, or just it planted out right like now?
So, let me give an example like in Hindi. हमारे गांव में हमारे पेरेंट्स जो होते हैं वो कहते हैं अक्सर, जो कांटा होता है ना वो बचपन से ही नुकीला होता है, वो ये नहीं होता कि बाद में जाके बन जाता है. So let me explain it in English. So of course I had this like spirit to serve the society. Like I am born and brought up in the village, and my father is a laborer, my mother is a housewife, and I had even during my studies I worked as a laborer, to earn some money to I think for my expenses, for my I think resources to be managed. And during that time, I when I was in 8th class, I was having only one teacher to teach all the students. So I made a compromise with the teacher who decided that, sir, you will teach after 5th class, until 5th I will teach. So basically we were sharing the responsibility. I was a student, he was a teacher. And when I got into 12th class school, like higher secondary, there I found like my father is a laborer, but I found like many people who could not afford some fees to get tuition, and basically they belong to very poor families. I think very poor. I'm also from that kind of background. But when people, I found that okay, then I found that what could I do? So I started basically teaching them during recess. I never played during my recess time, during my high secondary school. So I used to teach them, I think, taking them in the fields and teach them the things that I used to read in the books. I started that way, like, and of course, during my school days, I found that if somebody is like in the older age, if not able to get some medicine, if I have some money, then I, go to the doctor and brought some medicine and given them. And sometimes I found that if somebody is not, capable enough, suppose if you are traveling and you suddenly come across a person that, okay, he's not capable of, I think feed. So if you have some money, you can, buy the food them. And so if you are traveling by bus, and if you find that somebody, suddenly met an accident and they lack resources, like not have the money to, like the fare to go from one place to another. So, that's how, yeah.
Sorry, so sorry to interrupt you again, but let me encounter you again because I
Yeah.
feel the person that you really has the potential to answer any question. So that's why the question is just I cannot hold that question again. I
All right.
am also very much like I used to prepare for government exam too for CDS, and likewise I used to serve in NGOs too. Okay, so I feel the sense that how it feels when we help some needy one, and how important it is to maintain the, I would say, equality in inequality. So
Yeah.
I have just a question for you. India is a country with a huge inequality.
Mhm.
So how do you intend to make it like equal? Like how? See, some people are super rich, some people are super poor. So how do you intend to make them equal enough? Because the rich people had made their own shell, the shell of that no one outsider can come, or just because they have their own way of living, and no one, like, they have made their own shell. And as far as the poor are concerned, so poor are like suffering from their patterns, from their way of living. I mean, they are good with survival needs only, they are good with basic needs, they are good with food, they are innocent, they are nice, so they don't that sort of urge to be competitive unless they get a competitive, how they earn more, how they like earn that much money, what the affluent, super affluent one like have been like over the years. So this is my question is, like the super affluent or the very poor, how we can balance it, how we can make the people equal in India, how, and how long will it take, what could be the solutions and all.
You know, I before I answer you, want to give you an example like a book written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in 1998, and the book name is Night India 2020 as a Developer Nation. So the issue, the issue right now we are having is we are basically right now seeing two things, witnessing two I think scenes in the country, like the richer are getting, the rich are getting richer, and the poor getting the poor, poor getting poorer. So this is the divide. But and you ask me that how this divide, that this gap can be fulfilled. So to bridge this gap, what we need to do is that knowledge. Because believe me, if you are ignorant about your rights, if you are ignorant about the skills, about the things that are going on around, then believe me, you are not going to I think struggle with the people. I fight with the person sitting on the other side of the, I think, the corner. But if you want that, okay, suppose take an example of myself, like if I was not educated, if I never try to get this amount of knowledge, believe me, I would not be able to answer the question.
One more thing to you, knowledge is good enough for poor guys, poor guys can understand, what about the rich guys, how we can make, like how you make them understand, how you can draw back towards that to like contribute towards things, because they are sort of a self-sufficient, self-obsessed person, they love their self, they don't want to take anything from, if you like try to give some social morals to them, hey sir, there are NGOs, lot of people, they don't have this or that, please donate, they don't give a shit at all, no, because they are used to with their modern life, they need the Mercedes to go outside, they need the ACC, so they are totally confined with the resources that they have been using for the long. So this is something that poor can understand, I can surely can say the poor is, poor have nothing, they are ready to adapt anything in terms of like growth, but how the rich you would drag them into that, like
Yes, yes. So I know to answer this, like there are two, I think perspective, and there are two answers. Like on the one side, the poor, and the other side is rich. The for the poor to get the label, like they need the knowledge, they need awareness, because suppose somehow they can manage their resources, like they can start somewhere. For that they need knowledge. For the poor they need knowledge, because if they have knowledge, then they will try to achieve that. I think climb the ladders. But for the rich, they have each and everything. They have the knowledge, but they lack is that the ethics, morality. So for them, philosophy is better. Like right now I am doing this philosophical thing. So to answer this one, like if you, no matter how much knowledge, how much resources you have, if you don't have the ethical morality aspect in your life, believe me, you are just like an animal. And if we make them understand, and this can only be happen like by philosophical talks, by long debates and something like that. And if we become like that, teach them other person, like what you are doing, whatever resources you are having, that's fine, it's not something wrong. But what is the use of it? And suppose if you are having thousands of crores with you, you are just spending, I think, one tiny part of that to in your life, daily life, and the rest is just in the bank, and no one is using. So for that, to use basically what they care about like money, earn money through money. So for them to I think to give them, like, okay, if you are having the resources, enjoy the resources, because after all you are the creator of a resources that you are having. But enjoy the resources, to some extent, fix some amount, like, okay, if I'm having 10,000 of crores of rupees, then I'm going to invest on my life like in 5,000 of crores. Then if then I'm left with 5,000 of crores. So the 5,000 must go to the society. But they directly want, they want to it, like, okay, if I directly I will invest the society. No, they must be taught something like, okay, if you do this kind of things, you are going to earn something. And maybe the people who have the rich money, something like that, they are hungry for the respect. They are hungry for that, for the praise. They want that, okay, if I do even a little bit, people do, praise me. They, I think, do.
I have
Yeah.
experienced some of the rich guys. They even don't care for the respect, not at all. For them, is just making money. You won't believe. Like, look at that. What's his name? That who just ran away from the country. Like he was the CEO of Kingfisher.
Malya, Vijay Malya.
Yeah, you won't believe. Whenever people like see out him on the street, they start streaming him like Instagram live. I have seen couple of videos of him, and then people just make fun of him. That hey Vijay, मेरे पैसे कब देगा? मेरे पैसे लेके कब चला गया? तू कब देगा?
Corporate social responsibility for like the resources that you are consuming from that I think region. It is for the, I think, industries, institutions, but not for the people. So if government, the legislative can, frame such kind of rules and regulations that, bind to the people, like, okay, if you are earning, they are earning because of the resources they are consuming. They are earning because of the manpower that is available in the society. So it's their responsibility that the amount of money they are earning, because of the resources, because of this manpower, they have to give back to the society. It may be 5%, 10%, it may, I think, up to them, like, but must be the, I think, percentage. And another one, like ethics, I think these kind of things, like, lead by the sea.
Ethics, like, does it define just India or the whole world?
So in what sense you are asking?
Ethic, morality towards India or towards the world?
Whole world. See, if you take an example of the Western world, like,
so that's what they are doing, that some people migrating to Canada or somewhere other places, developed countries especially, and then they are saying that, okay, we will pay the tax there. Why? Because that government is more trustable. India is full of corrupted and all, so why we should be more ethical here, since we are not getting any return, even consequences are not expected enough. So that's why they are migrating there. They believe on like that the government of Canada, government of Australia, that okay, this is something, if we are give the taxes to them, so yeah, they will work for our transportation, they will work for our hospitality, education. So see, I am not here against on anyone since the video going to upload, but I'm just making a sort of a countering argument, since I feel the potential that you could like crystal clear the answers here for the viewers.
What is the issue, like, basically they used to say that, the America is better, this country is better. No country is better. Each and every country is having the problem. If you are thinking that, okay, the people who are migrating from India to America, Canada, something, other country as well, if they are happy, no, just go to the YouTube right now and search, because I have seen, I not only read the books, I have seen, the best.
Obviously, they are not happy, but I believe in terms of standards, living standards, basic living standards, they are good with hospitality, education, or food. These things, like, we can't see adulteration there. So in that term, don't you feel they are good countries?
Yeah. Yes. I will answer you. Like, if you read this history of India, like, we were known as a, gold sparrow. And think of, mind it, my friend, like, we were ruled by Mughals, the heirs, they try to loot everything. Then we were ruled by Britishers, they try to loot, go to the Google right now, check out, you will get, like, the money that the Britishers loot, you will get something, 45 billion something dollars, something like that. It must be like that. And the resources they looted, and the the wisdom, knowledge books we were having, like the Nalanda University, something like that, we were burnt, because of the people who ruled us. And right now we are, growing, the strength can be the ladders that we must as a nation. And we are just, mind it, we are 140 crore people of, think of that. And I think, and we are not a China, we are not a, I think despotic country. We are a democracy. And while maintaining the democracy, and growing, I think, the pace we want to grow. And see, when it comes to the Western countries, they have seen what is America. Nothing but the people who were suppressed in the Britain, and they migrated to America. And initially they, try to wipe out the Native Americans. They try to establish, and initially they set up 13 colonies, and now they are 50 states, but initially they were 13. And who are Britishers? Who are the Britishers? So of course they were having the things right now. But see, They were the boss. Why? Because they looted the money. But do you think go to Google and check out like the comparison you can make out between America and India and the British. We are trying to catch up the gap, but I think it will take time. And they are I think the democracy they are used to, and that
take the I would say Britain in economy, isn't it?
Sorry.
Like soon, I believe we are going to overtake the Britain in economy, like UK in economy.
Yeah. That's it.